lines going out. And you can see, remember those? It's so stupid.
It's TI-82.
I know.
It's presented by Verizon. We've got round-the-clock coverage right here on NFL Network, beginning at 4 p.m. today, Friday and Saturday, 2 p.m. on Sunday. Peter Schrager is live in Indianapolis. The action starts today. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends working out. We're getting that bench press cam, baby!
Okay, you know it's a big day when I'm wearing a tie on Good Morning Football because I'm in the building. We are here. This is it. It's where it's all going to go down today. We're going to get actual workouts this afternoon. It starts at 4 o'clock Eastern, and we're talking about the big positions: quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end. Yes, it's an empty stadium. This is some angle. Hey, guys. Hi, how are you? I would also say this. This is going to be one of those days where a person is going to make their bones that we have not been talking about for the last 2 weeks, that we are going to get a player that comes out and breaks out, and we're going to have that opportunity. It starts at 4 o'clock on NFL Network, but we're here at 7 a.m., and we've got 4 different coaches joining me here on Good Morning Football this morning. Some of them you're going to want to see, and Kay, I cannot wait. This is the day. This is a day we call Tie Day. First day of school. Get your protractor. Let's go.
I want Mike Vrabel. I want Nathaniel Hackett. I'd love, I don't know if they're out there. Oh, is Brandon Staley there? I would love to see him stop by and talk to you. But yes, as you said, 4 p.m. Eastern, Schrags there in Indy. It's all live on NFL Network, and it's all about the offensive skill players. Schrags is right. Not a lot of people are talking about the quarterbacks or the wide receivers or tight ends. This is their moment to prove they should go up those draft boards. They want to put on a show for those coaches, for Daniel Jeremiah, for Peter Schrager, and a tie. It's all going to happen today. Prospects looking to show out in Indy. So, James, let's start with you here. What are you watching? It's day 1 of on-field drills.
I know we all have our eye on the quarterback. There's 5 teams that think they're all getting a veteran quarterback, and it's just not going to happen. So somebody's going to have to go look into the draft and evaluate these quarterbacks. But I want to look at some of these wide receivers specifically. This whole week has been about academics, about our education. So let's go to the school that I attended, The Ohio State University.
Here we go.
Spent the better half of a decade there, and look at 2 receivers coming out and then are going to be on the field. The first one I'm looking at is Garrett Wilson. This guy is a polished route runner. I watch every single Ohio State game. This is the only team that I'm absolutely a lunatic about. He is tremendous in the air. The 50-50 ball is his. He has unbelievable body control. There's 2 aspects of his game that I think the combine can either make or break where we see him. He is not the fastest guy out there, but if he times really well, and Rob, you know this, right? If there's a 4.4 something as opposed to a 4.5, that's a huge difference. I don't know what he's going to run, but that's been something that's questioned a little bit by some of the evaluators, as well as he's had a couple of dropsies from here or there, concentration drops. Well, this is where all eyes are on you, and concentration is everything in these drills. So let's see how he does there. And then Chris Olave, I talked at length this year just because I said I'm a crazy fan about Ohio State with Terry McLaurin of the Commanders now, Washington football team, and we had this conversation, and he loves Olave. They're close. He loves how he came about his career at this program. He was spending time on special teams, blocking punts, being a gunner, and then makes his way as one of these guys that is a down-the-field threat and being that deep ball addition. Both of these guys are going to transform a receiving core in the NFL. I'm excited to see.
I met Garrett Wilson at Super Bowl at an event. He was very calm. He was very excited, easy to talk to, very wide receiver, I'll be talking to you next year when I'm a huge star in the NFL.
I'll be on the show.
I can't wait to see that.
Dude, Garrett Wilson is a route technician.
Yeah.
The dude can run routes. I'm looking at the quarterbacks, James. I'm going to go with the quarterbacks. Everybody knows I like Malik Willis. I like Kenny Pickett as well. But I'm very intrigued by this Desmond Ridder kid, man.
Okay.
I mean, I'm really intrigued by him. He was in school for 4 years, led the Cincinnati Bearcats to, what, a 13-1 record. I want to see his arm strength because at the end of the day, when I look at him on tape, a lot of his receivers are open by a large margin. So I want to see his arm strength. I want to see, can he really throw the football in his release. Oftentimes on tape, I saw him overstriding. And when you overstride, sometimes it affects your accuracy and things like that. But the kid threw for over 10,000 yards while he was in college. And I like guys who's been in school, who stayed in school for 4 years and got all the accolades. I'm really interested. We know he's a leader. But he has a child, you know what I mean? I want to see if he can, you know, step out there and be the leader of this quarterback group.
Speaking of arm strength, I'm going to talk about your boy Pickett because I think all eyes on him, and I love the combine trope. I love the hackneyed, like, played out. Is he wearing gloves? Is he not wearing gloves? His hand size is less than 9 inches. Shock! Horror! it'll be terrible. And then you have a bunch of people who go on and do great things and dispel all of that, of course. So I'm fascinated either way. He's a Pitt quarterback, everybody. His name's Kenny Pickett. Watch him. He was brilliant last year. Heisman finalist, 11-2, 47 total touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. This kid shattered Dan Marino's school record for touchdowns, but people are throwing that all out the window, and they will because of hand size. Yep. It's expected to be small, and it probably will be. And then during drills, I want to see him. He threw with gloves on in college. People take that as a red flag.
Teddy B did it too.
He has, yeah. I forever will not understand that unless you tell me that he can't wear gloves in college. Why do I, or on the NFL level, why do I care if he's wearing gloves now?
Well, you know, when gloves get sweaty, sometimes they work against you. They aren't as sticky. Sometimes when they're sweaty, the ball, you know, ball security can be an issue. So I think that's why some teams kind of look at it like, oh, you know, is he wearing the glove to kind of, you know, make up for the lack of hand strength or the lack of hand size?
My thing is, man, if it's like harder to do with gloves and it takes away some of the feel, how impressive is it that he was 11-2 and a Heisman finalist with gloves?
I mean, it was impressive. Me, when I played quarterback, I didn't necessarily like to wear a glove. I was one of those guys, I had to feel the leather of the glove. That's how I knew I had the football. But to each his own, Kay.
I want to see him light it up, though. Let it rip.
You want to see Kenny Pickett light it up?
I think everyone's going to be, is he wearing gloves? Is he not wearing gloves? Just go either way. Go light it up. Accuracy, arm strength. That's a question against him as well.
And I look at Kenny Pickett like he's a guy that, you know, played a long time. He was in a lot of reps in college. Is he going to be the guy, and Desmond Ridder too, who's going to step out there and I'm the alpha of this group? You know, remember when Baker Mayfield was going to the Senior Bowl and doing the draft? Whenever Baker stepped on the field, all the other quarterbacks kind of went back. I want to see which one of these quarterbacks is going to take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, physical limitations are, I feel like, the thing that sort of follow Kenny Pickett. If he can dispel some of those, there's no greater combine story than that happening under the bright lights in Indy, where we find Peter Schrager. And I'm fascinated to know what you're looking excited about today.
Yeah, no, and Kay, Mike's right on it with the quarterbacks. Every combine, they're in a group together, and you can see by the time they're in the drills, it's day 4 together, and there's a Pied Piper of the group. It was Baker Mayfield a few years ago. It was Joe Burrow 2 years ago, that everywhere the quarterbacks went, it was Burrow in the lead, and everyone, Herbert, Tua, following Burrow, and you were like, oh, that's the alpha in the room. We'll find that out tonight, and I cannot wait to see if it's Pickett, if it's Willis, or if it's Desmond Ridder, or one of the other quarterbacks working out. But the wide receiver position is interesting, because in today's NFL, when you're a wide receiver, you're thrown right into it, and now they expect Jamar Chase out of the gates. They expect, Jalen Waddle breaking the rookie record. Who's going to be the wide receiver in a very packed class at the top? I'm going to start off with one name, Drake London out of USC. Guys, he is 6'5" and is built like a machine. Look at him jumping over defenders there. He can do 360 dunks without running. It's one of those deals where he is just an incredible, dominant force as far as size and build. Can he run routes? How's he been interviewing? How's he going to do today? All right, so you know wide receivers, they come in all shapes and sizes. How about Romeo Doubs out of Nevada? Nevada, our dear friend Nate Burleson, probably the best wide receiver to come out of that school in the last 30 years. Doubs challenged all his records, and it was one of those deals where, all right, he's at a smaller school. He didn't play against the big. How is he going to size up against the other Ohio State guys like James just talked about? How is he going to do against the Alabama players? Let's see the Nevada player and how he does. And last but not least, Kay, this will be special to your heart. We loved Rondell Moore last year. How about Calvin Austin III, who is a 5'7" wide receiver, who is a burner and a blazer, and at 5'7", has done some really special things at Memphis, and yet is immediately being written off by a lot of teams because of the size. Can't do this, can't do that. In today's NFL, there is a place if you can make a play. Calvin Austin III has been wowing people on the college level. Let's see how he does tonight once the clocks are out there and we're getting Mark Ross doing the hand time as far as the 40 goes, and we're going to see these guys run routes. The wide receiver position is so important in the NFL, and I'm told, although there might not be a Julio Jones or a Calvin Johnson in this draft, there are a lot of guys who will be starting for NFL teams next year. How are they going to stack up when it's apples to apples and they're all on this field behind me? Quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends. Let's go. The combine starts tonight.
40s, bench press, on-field drills, all of that going on. You mentioned those wide receivers, then you got your quarterbacks. Malik Willis, one that you really like. Malik Willis says he wants to be and should be the first quarterback to go off the board. Do you think so?
I'm close to saying it. I'm close to. I got to watch a little bit more tape.
We'll find out after
I'm watching something right now, Peter. I'm watching a Drake London 5... What is it? What is this thing? A 520, 540? It's a 360 and a half.
540.
540? This is ridiculous.
540 he
can spin that many times?
And this is Isaiah Ryder. Yes.
There's a 540 dunk right now from Drake London. I'm watching it on repeat. I'll watch it the whole commercial break.
We're here with you guys until 1 p.m. Eastern. NFL Now Live will start there. I'm trying to lob you up on the Malik Willis because you're talking about
I am talking about it, but you got to see this.
I will. What are you breaking down after this? Liberty quarterback.
Oh, Malik Willis. The dude's a stud. He can do it all. I'll show you next.
Yeah.
Good Morning Football is presented by Ram Trucks, J.D. Power's #1 brand in new vehicle quality, built to serve.
Barbie really wants this dream house, and Barbie found out about it from Rocket Homes.
She did?
Well, it's a super competitive market. Everyone wants to buy the dream house.
Better offer Betty, cash offer Carl. Oh no!
Don't worry, she has a verified approval that lets sellers know she's backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins.
But we need a house. You could buy Castle Grayskull.
Find and finance your dream house with Rocket Homes and Rocket Mortgage.
Is it okay to call you Mom?
Of course you can.
Browsing the web without NordVPN could mean sharing your personal data with more people than you think. Get NordVPN's special offer and protect your sensitive data from being spied on.
A dream they said was impossible can become undeniable.
Allen looks, fires downfield, and caught! Deebo Samuel!
A name that is unknown.
Cooper Cup at the 10.
Can show us the future.
Hands off to Taylor. Taylor, big run!
Because here, life can change in an instant. The NFL Combine, tonight at 7 on NFL Network.
Hi, I'm Ted Ligety, 2-time Olympic gold medalist and 5-time world champion. Buying or selling a home is a huge decision. You need to win. It means everything for you and your family. I've won a lot, and I know how important it is to work with a great team. That's why I trust HomeLight. HomeLight works with the best local real estate agents, proven winners. Over 1 million people have used HomeLight to sell their home faster and for more money. It only takes 2 minutes, and it's free. Get started for free at HomeLight.com.
At Denny's, we're open for anything. Like our new Ooey Gooey Seriously Sweet Chocolate Chip Cookie Dough Pancakes. Social stars influenced.
This dough is money.
And perfect for the fam. Get that cookie dough pancake only at Denny's.
Quarterbacks will be taking the field at the NFL Combine this afternoon. There's some talk that this class doesn't have any top-tier prospects, but in today's Real Mike Rob Report, I'm going to break down a guy in this group that I think can be something special. Liberty's quarterback, Malik Willis. And yes, Malik, I'm glad you're not running the 40, man. Don't let him think about anything else other than quarterback. Check out this first play, all right? He has some special qualities, guys. I'm going to show you about him. First play against NC State. First of all, there's a free rusher coming off the edge here. He only has one blocker, okay? And he has a free rusher. And guess what, guys? He can run, too. That takes a lot of responsibility not to run the football right there with all of that green grass. But no, look at the arm angle, look at the dime, look at the pass, all right? I don't care about the competition. That pass was highly difficult to complete. All right, here's play 2. The ability to freelance, okay? He's rolling out the pocket. pocket. He has a guy bearing down on him. See that little look right there? That's him looking out of the rearview mirror. Spins out of it, okay? Can't get down. Looks, he locates a receiver, but he's like, if I try that, that might get picked. And then he rolls down the sideline, again, throws another dime. This isn't him manufacturing these throws. This isn't him trying to just do something to show us something spectacular. This is him doing this in a game. Real competition in a real game. The kid has special ability. And again, you look at right here, this play 3. It's just ridiculous. Look, he's going through his progressions, starts to the left, goes to the right, moves up in the pocket. Look at the strength right here. This is Steve McNairish, guys. The strength in the lower body, and look at the arm angle as he takes this throw. All right, look at that throw. Oftentimes, rolling to your right, throwing to the right, that ball lands out in the sideline. He throws a dime. Look at the ball placement. Let's look at it again. Look at that. That's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. Look. Oh, my goodness. That is a dime right there. But it's not just his crazy athleticism that stands out to me. Look how he goes through his progressions. He starts to the right. It's not there. Comes all the way back across the field. Okay, that's a full field read. All right, notice this. He has to wait for his guy to get uncovered. Look at the subtle movements in the pocket. This is Russell Wilson-ish type. And look at that throw right there. Right, high and outside, so his guy can catch the football and make a move with it. Russell Wilson-ish, all right? And here we go again. Check it out, right? He looks to the flat, right? He's going to slide a little bit to the flat to kind of get the defender going to the flat. Watch this dime, man.
Let's see.
Just look at this throw down the sideline, the left sideline. Look at the arm. This is that move ball that we see Russell Wilson drop down in the bucket too. Look at the ball placement. His guy can catch it. It's right there. He makes it very easy. And for real, he probably could have kept on running. Okay? And again, last play. Oh no, we got one more play after this. Last play. Free rusher. Free rusher. Look at the leg strength. Look at the strength in the lower body. He made one guy miss. That's a second guy missing. He looks like Lamar Jackson right here. Look how he's holding the football. That's a third guy miss.
Switch it.
Okay, a fourth guy missed. Okay, this guy actually stands in the pocket and throws the football too. Look at him again as he's about to go to the ground. Clutch the football, young man. Hold on to it. And then he gets down. Oh, he didn't even get tackled right there. I thought he was getting tackled right there. And then he finally gets tackled. Let's go to the Senior Bowl. Okay? He's going up against great competition. Again, guys are free. He steps up in the pocket. He's still looking downfield, guys. He's a scrambler, not necessarily a runner. Directing traffic downfield, okay? Trying to get guys to get open. Then he say, you know what? Let me just put my foot in the ground and go do what I do. Look at this, guys. Look at him. And just running. Yeah, he takes a hit, but he doesn't take the real big hit. Gets up and continues to go downfield. Like, I'm excited about this kid. Like, I think he may need a year just to kind of get his feet wet in the National Football League. Okay. But at the end of the day, you see the ability. I just need to see it more consistently. On film, you don't see it as consistent as you would like to see it. That's why I think he will slip a little bit. But if you get this kid, you got a veteran in that quarterback meeting room, I think this kid's going to be something special. What do y'all think about it?
First off, I want to jump out and just respect the industry that we're in terms of television and say tremendous low-angle camera work on all of this, because this is a small school. We don't have, you know, these guys are very important with these, you know, without these cameras up here. These guys down low giving me tremendous angles for Emrod to do this. Secondly, he was under pressure all season. And what do we constantly hear from quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, quarterback coaches? A play never goes exactly as we want it to or how we have it designed. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to wreck it. And when you can adapt and make plays off of it is extremely important. It never happens the way you drew it up. And that's what's so valuable at the next level, when you can make plays off of it, which what we saw there.
Okay, Malik is not running the 40 today.
I wouldn't run it either. Okay,
so talk how am I supposed to? There's not any little part of you that wants. I want to see him run the 40 just because I'm a fan. But you don't think it could help him because he could light it up?
You just saw what I showed, right? That's all the running you need to see from Malik Willis. Remember when Lamar Jackson said, I'm not doing any other drills. I'm a quarterback. And see, that's where I messed up, guys. See, when I was doing my pro day and I was doing my combine or whatever, I sat there and said, hey, you want me to do defensive back? I backpedaled for him. You want me to play receiver? I ran routes. I did all of those things for him. And it allowed coaches to see me in another light. Malik Willis, Don't run no routes. Don't backpedal. Throw the football. You're a quarterback, and guess what? You're a special quarterback in the National Football League. I can't wait to watch it, brother.
That's what I was trying to see, that you just 360 and a half dunked that.
Yeah,
I passed it
I'll figure it out someday. It's 540.
Is that, what did you call it, a 3 what?
It's a 540.
I don't even know. I can't do the math. I didn't do very well in math, but you did very well on the real Mike Rob report. Let us know how you feel at Gmfb. I'm so excited to watch Malik Willis throw out there in those on-field drills. Not just him, Kenny Pickett. We've got wide receivers. We've got the tight ends doing their thing as well. 40s, bench press, on-field drills. The action starts today. Schrags has new head coach of Miami, Mike McDaniel, coming up after the break.
NFL Now is at the Combine.
There's prototypical arm talent.
With live reports from Indianapolis and all the latest on every prospect.
The depth on the field really jumped out. He is a young star.
NFL Now at the Combine. Today at 1 on NFL Network.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, after the QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends take the field in Indy, we'll tell you whose stock is on the rise at the NFL Scouting Combine. Plus, which team should draft a quarterback. That's tonight, 11 Eastern.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Arby's classic roast beef, adored by billions. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
Ever notice how stiff clothes can feel rough on your skin? For softer clothes that are gentle on your skin, try Downy Free and Gentle. Downy will soften your clothes without dyes or perfumes. The towel washed with Downy is softer and gentler on your skin. Try Downy Free and Gentle.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive, CWX. You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
IHOP's Ultimate Breakfast tastes like. With eggs, hash browns, and IHOP's signature bacon that smells like. Ultimate Breakfast. They're like breakfast with a little more IHOP. We could all use a pancake.
Since 2005, Rich Eisen has ran the 40 to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Visit NFL.com/RunRichRun to donate. Then tune in to the 2022 NFL Draft on NFL Network to see Rich run.
Welcome back to Good Morning Football. I'm here. I'm in Indy, and I've got a new head coach with me. This is the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. Welcome to Good Morning Football, and welcome to the Combine for the first time as an NFL head coach.
I mean, bro, appreciate it. This has been phenomenal, being here with you specifically, a guy that I've known for so long and has always had my back. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. I love hearing that. And yeah, we've known each other going back to, I believe your Cleveland days is where we first met, and then Atlanta, and then San Francisco, of course. And San Francisco is a good place to start off because not only did you guys have an incredible run through the playoffs last year, but yesterday afternoon you were about to go on your press availability with the media, and John Lynch, your former colleague / general manager, was at the podium. And take a watch of what happened here, guys.
Special person, aside from being a special football coach.
Heck yeah, John.
Hey, yeah, Mike. I didn't know you were there.
Oh, I wasn't leaving for that. I appreciate it. I'm out of here now.
See you, man.
I don't know what I said.
That was it. You don't remember that moment, or you do? I mean,
No, I remember it.
You're walking by and Lynch is talking about you. It's got to be like meta.
No, it was wild. There was I was on camera with a local Miami station doing an interview. My eyes were blinded by bright lights, so then I was trying to like recalibrate, turn around, and I'm like, wait, is John Lynch talking about me? Let me hear this out. And lucky we caught him on yeah, it was a good one. So it was one that he wanted me to hear, or would want me to hear, but he had no idea.
Yeah.
So it was very organic.
Yeah, and John Lynch was there with you, but you're bringing a bunch of the staff that Kyle had with you. I thought that was really interesting. That Wes Welker and John Embry and the names go on. The guys are willing to uproot their lives and follow you to Miami. What do you think of the coaching staff now that you finally have put this together and it's like, hey, let's go. We're at Combine. Let's get from here.
You know, I couldn't be prouder. If you'd snapshot the entire staff offensively and defensively and said, hey, this is going to be your first coaching staff as a head coach, I'd be like, wow, who helped me? But it was something I was very fortunate. There's, it was one thing that I knew was paramount of importance to me, really, is having the players. It's all about the players from the jump. So the people connected to them and the teachers that they're going to be with on a daily basis, their aptitude, their integrity, their character was so important to me. So took some time. It was being the third week into the coaching cycle or whatever. It presented some challenges, but it all worked out awesome. I couldn't be happier.
That's why you didn't respond to a text from me for 3 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, understood. I'll let that go.
Not the only one. Okay?
I'll let that go.
On the record.
Tua's been the topic, and yesterday you praised Tua, and I know when you interviewed for this job, I'm sure Tua was first and foremost mentioned. Where are we at with Tua Tagovailoa as the future of the NFL's Miami Dolphins, and where are you as his head coach going into the situation?
Well, currently I'm right here. It was his 24th birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, Tua.
A little belated, but we're good. But at a great spot, honestly. Just because, in brief interactions, just getting to know each other, I'm spending some time. You can tell that it's empowering to the player that there's people that believe in him. And, myself, Frank Smith, the offensive coordinator, Derek Bevell, the quarterback coach, we've all been in communication to build that relationship and that trust, because it's like a trust fall with a player. Mm-hmm. Like, I have these skills. It's a very important year in his career, very important year for all of us coaches, and we have to depend on each other, rely on each other, and I'm really excited moving forward because, the guy has some skills that I think are untapped. I think it's important that you empower the quarterback with the rest of the players around him, and the scheme that you bring forth. So I think his best days are in front of him, and that's a really cool piece of the process to be a part of as a coach.
Well, I'll go through your career for the viewers at home. Like, the best year Robert Griffin ever had, you were one of his coaches. The best year Matt Ryan ever had, you were one of his coaches. The best year Jimmy Garoppolo ever had, you were one of his coaches. Do you look at it as a challenge that people write off Tua and they're like, Tua, oh, Burrow and Herbert, yes. Tua, Does that challenge you to be, okay, no, let's get the most and let's maximize this guy?
First of all, do you do all of your own research? Because you're on it. That is definitely the case. So I commend you. That's exactly what it is. As a coach, you're sitting there and looking at each individual player, and regardless of what's happened before, what's going to happen after, as a competitor, you want to say, I want your best year attached to a year that I'm coaching you. So that's something that I think is a driving force, really, when you're able to get a player maybe a couple years into the league, but it's his first year in the system. That's something that I think our coaching staff is is prepared to do, and accepts that challenge and understands what it is, and takes really complete ownership over it.
Jalen Waddle broke the rookie record for receptions last year in an offense different than yours. You worked with Deebo Samuel last year. Immediately everyone wants to say, Jalen Waddle's going to be Deebo Samuel. Let's take that off the table for now. You walk into that room and you see what Jalen Waddle did in his first year stepping on an NFL field. What can you do as an offensive mastermind, and how does that excite you to take this job and say, hey, let's build even more on that?
Who's mastermind right here? Dude, nice.
That was good, right?
Yeah, it was good. Thanks for saying that. You look at that with a fine-tooth comb all the time. You know, there's numbers attached to production, but there's stuff beyond that. And each and every reception and each and every really rep that you have out there, it's important as a coach to take a fine-tooth comb to it and say, okay, what are you doing here? What is the timing of the play? What are your techniques? And how are you attacking leverage? What are you seeing? All of these things in his game are relatively new. You know, he has 1 year under his belt, and so from a coaching staff perspective, we see a ton of untapped potential. You want to look at it just the same way we're talking about Tua, that, okay, this was a cool year, but this should be your worst year in how you play. Numbers are there's too many variables to sit here and say, okay, you're going to always have more than 103 receptions or whatever you had. That's not what I'm talking about. It's how you play the game within the offense, maximizing every opportunity. And you know, we think there's more explosiveness with the ball in his hands on the field that we can untap. We think there's a lot of route running stuff that he can really benefit from working with guys like Wes Welker, you know. And so both of those guys are young, hungry players, and as a coaching staff, that's like the prerequisite that says, okay, green light, go coaches, go to work, and let's see what we can get out of these guys.
Right quick, we're wrapping right here. There's a lot of talk of Jimmy G and all this stuff. Forget about on the Dolphins or anything, or where he's in the Niners. Jimmy G as a player, just for the fans at home, coaching him for all those years, for fans who are wondering if he might be their new quarterback, what would be your assessment on him?
Just talking about Jimmy G as a player that I've been able to coach, have tremendous amount of respect for this guy. He's able to ignore the noise. He takes his job very serious. Guys gravitate to him. I feel honored and privileged to have coached him. And he's a hell of a player that is a productive NFL guy that can have success in multiple offenses and can do it for years to come.
That's it. We could talk about this for an hour, but Mike McDaniel, we are wrapping now because we've got our next segment to do, but I want to appreciate the fact that you woke up at the...
What's the segment? I mean, how important is said segment?
Said segment is report cards on a division from last year. Does that sound important to you?
That's fair.
That's it. Okay, that is
I mean,
good.
You guys, I guess you guys have prepared yourselves as well. So.
That's it. On behalf of Mike Robinson and James Palmer, Kyle Brandt, Kay Adams, thank you so much for joining our show, especially at this early hour, and good luck to everything you're going to be doing with the Miami Dolphins.
Thank you, guys. It's my pleasure. I bet my mom and wife are so pumped. Wendy Williams doesn't get recorded because of Good Morning Football.
It's off the DVR.
Yeah, so...
sorry, Wendy.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. More Good Morning Football after this. Wendy Williams, we see you, and we appreciate and respect you, but it's Good Morning Football time right here. Mike McDaniel, thanks, bro.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. All right, more Good Morning Football coming up after this. As the aforementioned push, we're going to talk about the NFC North. Where's this guy going? Let's first discuss what they did last year. Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers. We might even talk a little Detroit Lions. Hang tight.
I'm rubbing the arms of my chair, admiring the craft and